Hello and welcome back to the tribe. I like to drive vintage cars in sim racing games, especially in Assetto Corsa. Not only there's a fair bit of vintage car mods out there for AC, but I think the majority of vintage car mods are done by people who admired them for years. And that's why they come up always so amazing and detailed. Clearly they are created with passion. My fellow tribesmen, in this video I'd like to give you my selection of best British classic car mods for Assetto Corsa in 2021. And this time, why don't we talk about them a little bit in the comments? Share with us which one you like the most and why. Let's see some petrol heads in the comments. Now sit back, relax and enjoy the selection of your tribal chief. What comes to your mind first when you see this beauty? Yes, James Bond. And yes, Goldfinger. This has to be the most famous car in the world. Since the film, the DB5 has become closely associated with the James Bond franchise and is considered to be the quintessential vehicle of the character. As such, it has reappeared in subsequent films over the years. It is featured almost in all James Bond movies. In 2019, it was confirmed by Aston Martin that the car would be featured in the next Bond film, No Time to Die, to be released October this year. I think this one is a must-have in everyone's collection. The model itself is a marvel. Look at these details. The sound of it is also so satisfying as well. I'm lost for words actually. Wait, what's that button on the gear lever?
A little red button. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
No, why not?
Because you'll release this section of the roof and engage and fire the passenger ejector seat. Whoosh.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
I never joke about my work, 007.
Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Let's jump in the car. Jaguar E-Type is actually the first car that comes to my mind when classic British cars are mentioned anywhere. When the E-Type was revealed at the 1961 Geneva Motor Show, Enzo Ferrari said it was the most beautiful car he'd ever seen. He'd created the most desirable models in the world, and yet it was a Jaguar that took his breath away. The E-Type was developed from the Le Mans winning D-Type and used the same basic design and construction methods. And the model speaks for itself, doesn't it? What would you wish from a vintage car mod? Yes, it will give you exactly that. Drives like vintage, sounds immersive, maybe just the gearshift sound is a little bit too artificial, but really absolutely worth it if you like the E-Type. Enjoy. Lotus Esprit V8. Never the fastest supercar on the market, the Lotus Esprit was still a success thanks to its styling, excellent driving dynamics, and competitive price. In fact, it lasted nearly 30 years in the manufacturer's lineup since 1976. The V8 GT is one of the final updates to this car, a true British icon of the 20th century. This model is from a version from 2002, but it still carries over all the vintageness with it, if that's a word. When you hear its sound, you are going to love it, and the way it drives will put a big smile on your face. If you like Lotus Esprit, this is one of the best mods. Enjoy. Austin Mini Cooper S. The mods of Pesio are all amazing and the Austin Mini is absolutely no exception. Body of this car is done with a lot of photo matching with high polygon count. What it means is it will look amazing in close-shot photos and showrooms. This model also includes openable doors, working wipers, interior lights, animated suspensions, and all the factory color schemes available in the 1964 catalog. This car not only looks great but drives amazingly as well. I leave you to some inside and outside shots for you to enjoy. The Caterham 7 is a super lightweight sports car produced by Caterham Cars in the United Kingdom. It is based on the Lotus 7, a lightweight sports car sold in kit and factory built form by Lotus Cars from 1957 to 1972. The 1700 Super Sprint is a real classic with bags of character. The engine was conceived by Caterham back in the mid-80s, and by using modified camshafts, valves, cylinder head and flywheel, they managed up to the engine horsepower to 135 brake horsepower. This created a quick car, hitting 60 miles per hour in just over 5.5 seconds. What a nimble yet challenging little car this is. Drives well, looks superbly detailed and sounds just right when you're pushing the rev. Enjoy. And that's been it. If you like these vintage British cars as much as I did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like for me. See you in another video. Take care.